Hello, welcome back to See Today Business. And in this segment, we need to let you know that Telkom Indonesia, through its subsidiary Telecommunication on Satellite Indonesia, or Telkomsat, launched its Merah Putih 2 satellite using a SpaceX rocket. This satellite, which was launched from Cape Canaveral in Florida, is part of Telkom's commitment to ensuring equitable internet access throughout Indonesia. Merah Putih satellite is the first ever high-throughput satellite owned by Telkom Indonesia.
Ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of Merah Putih 2 on its way to geostationary transfer orbit, and it is on its way.
The Merah Putih 2 satellite, owned by Indonesian Satellite Telecommunication or Telkomsat, successfully launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, United States on Wednesday, February 21st. The 11th satellite, owned by a subsidiary of Telkom Indonesia, uses high-throughput satellite technology using the Falcon 9 rocket owned by SpaceX. The Merah Putih 2 satellite will operate at an orbital position of 113 degrees east for 15 years, covering data services all over Indonesia.
Probably too early.
Little too early there, yeah.
After launching, the Merah Putih 2 satellite will go through various tests and is targeted to start operating in April 2024. Telkom Chief Executive Officer Ririk Adriansyah said that the launch of this satellite is a form of Telkom's commitment to support equitable connectivity in Indonesia.
And there it is. We have Miko.
Akan terus mengembangkan bisnis satelit, karena kami yakin bisnis satelit kita di Indonesia kita butuh satelit yang cukup besar, cukup banyak, karena konsumsi data per kapita kan juga terus meningkat.
Moment that they relight the engine to put it into a sort of transfer orbit.
Previously, Telkom had launched the Merah Putih satellite in 2018, which operates at 108 east longitude orbital slot. As of now, Telkomsat has actively operated 2 satellites, namely Telkom 3S and Telkom Merah Putih.
Merah Putih 2 now on its way.
Bahrian Bahri, Oswald Nainggolan for See Today.
At an altitude of about 800 kilometers up. Yes, another success for Indonesia.
And now, to learn more about Telkom Group's Merah Putih 2 satellite, joining us in the studio, Telkomsat Chief Development Officer, Mr. Anggoro Widiawan. Good afternoon, Mr. Widiawan. Thank you so much for joining us today in See Today Business. Now, following the predecessor of the satellite in 2018, now the Merah Putih 2 satellite has been launched on February 20 in Cape Canaveral, Florida. So, what is Telkom Group's mission in launching this satellite?
Okay, first of all, thanks for having me here. I'm very happy to have it here. And in line with our purpose of our company, Telkom Group, in delivering meaningful and better connectivity across Indonesia, Merah Putih 2 satellite is the main objective is to bring additional capacity, coverage, as well as capability for Telkom Group in providing better and meaningful connectivity across Indonesia. Not only in the area where mainly most of the people there, but also mostly in the remote areas, including in the sea, like maritime.
Ah, I see. So it is actually very much awaited, sir, to see even more connectivity being put throughout Indonesia. But you were saying that this satellite has been launched with the purpose of reaching people all the way even to the sea,
Correct.
to the maritime area.
Correct.
But how powerful is this would be, the satellite, to cover the lowest, foremost and outside regions in Indonesia?
So, unlike the previous satellite that we have two additional satellites that we are currently operating, Telkom 3S as well as Merah Putih satellite. Those 2 satellites are traditional single beam satellite. This one is very unique. This is high throughput satellite. This is the first high throughput technology satellite that we own. For us to be able to give more powerful and more capacity for the people. With this satellite, with Merah Putih satellite, Merah Putih 2 satellite, we do hope that it will give better experience multiple times, up to 10 times better than the previous satellite. So that way, we will be able to expand our coverage and to reach remote areas, the users in the remote areas, including the areas where 3T is. So all the islands, all the borders of Indonesia can be beneficial with this, and the experience will be closer and closer to the experience in the city.
And even these days, after the pandemic, that thank God we could actually go past that. Learning from that experience, a lot of people are actually in a remote area. They learn to have even more connected to the world, as they could not really get out of their homes, and also all the studying experience for the students were actually done at home, and hence they need a better connectivity. And also I heard this is actually the 11th satellite that the groups has.
That's correct.
That's amazing. And when is the satellite set to operate, sir?
So currently the satellite, gladly after the launch, after a series of maneuvers, the satellite a few days ago has already reached the orbit in 113 East, and currently the satellite has undergone the so-called in-orbit testing for all the subsystems, including the transmission, which is going to be directly felt by the community later on. Answering your question, the satellite will be ready by end of this month. So wait for us in early April. Everything is ready for the people to experience it.
Well, that should be a good present and gift during the month of Ramadan.
Yes.
And also, through the provision of the satellite-based backhaul services, who are the target customers? Can you, if you could actually provide us with even more detailed?
All right. So at the moment, prior the launch, normally the satellite is being booked by the so-called VSAT operator, very small aperture terminal operators, who are directly consuming or utilizing our capacity to provide the end users, like enterprises, banking systems, ATMs, and also mining, for instance. So the first phase is going to be targeted for, will be helpful for VSAT operators to deploy and to expand their service coverage, as well as to extend their applications to the users. Yeah.
Well, aside of that, also one of the missions of the group is actually to strengthen the satellite business portfolio. But can we actually also have the knowledge on how has the business competition been so far?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we need to look back, because connectivity or digital connectivity is very highly competitive, and satellite is part of the connectivity. And we are not competing on not only competing with the within satellite industry, but also with the non-satellite industry, like fiber optic provider, telco provider, and mobile provider. So in that way, remember, one of the key characteristics of the satellite is that satellite is distance insensitive, which means that the cost of connectivity between two buildings in Jakarta is going to be the same as the connection between Jakarta to Jayapura.
Wow.
So which means that we will always, with this unique archipelagic mountainous country, we believe that the demand of our satellite is going to be increasing. However, our challenge is need to be able to provide the close to terrestrial experience, because we cannot afford to lose it. So that's why we launched Merah Putih satellite, Merah Putih 2 satellite, is to provide close to terrestrial experience in the remote areas.
Okay, so before we say goodbye, Mr. Widiawan, can you put in a much more simpler words for our viewers who are watching at the moment probably, after the satellite is operating, what can we expect in our daily lives with it?
We will be able to see our friends, our families in remote areas, to see us and to be communicating like what we did in the city.
Amazing. Telkomsat Chief Development Officer, Mr. Anggoro Widiawan, thank you so much for being with us today in See Today Business, and we will be waiting for much more exciting news from the group.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we're going for a break, but we will return with more business and economic updates, so you don't want to miss that, so stay tuned.